Hey everyone, I've just realised it's a week today that I gave up smoking, so woohoo, something to celebrate. God, that went by really quick. But anyway, that's not why I'm here today. I want to talk about living intentionally and give you some tools and tips. So, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so glad that you're here today because we're going to dive into a topic that has the power to change the way you experience every single day of your life. And that's living intentionally. So, living intentionally, sometimes the words just like get muddled up as I'm trying to say them. Now, living intentionally doesn't mean having your whole life planned out to the smallest detail, or that you never make mistakes, because as we know, like I've told you, I am not perfect and I've made plenty of mistakes. But instead, it's more about showing up to your own life on purpose, living in the present, like we've mentioned before, and making choices that align with your values, and then creating space for what truly matters to you. So in today's episode, I'll be sharing some practical tools and tips that you can start using straight away to live your life with more intention and clarity. So let's get into it. So what does living intentionally actually mean? So living intentionally means that instead of letting life just happen to you, you are actively shaping it. You're paying attention to the small everyday decisions that either move you closer to the life you want or the opposite, further away from it. Think about it like driving a car. You can sit in the back seat and go wherever else someone else takes you, or you can grab the steering wheel, but don't do that when someone's actually driving in real life. But metaphorically, you can grab the steering wheel, put your foot on the pedal, and choose your own route. Intentional living is like literally choosing to drive. I like to use metaphors because, it kind of explains things clearer. And if you use metaphors that are in line with everyday life and how people live the life, then it's more understandable. So my first tip is get clear on your values. The very first tool for living intentionally is clarity, and a lot of us do not live our life with clarity. So ask yourself, what really matters to me? Not me, you, but you ask yourself that question, what really matters to me? It could be family, creativity, good health, freedom, growth, contribution. We all have different values. When you know your values, you can measure your daily choices against them. For example, if health is one of your top values, then you might ask, does staying up all night scrolling on your phone really support your health? Obviously not. But going to bed earlier, drinking more water, or moving your body every day definitely does. Take a moment to write down your top 5 values. These are your compass for intentional living. So tip 2 is start with small daily rituals. I've mentioned learning to say the word no in the mirror. You know, telling yourself that you are a work in progress and giving yourself space to grow. Intentional living doesn't need to be dramatic or overwhelming. You don't have to quit your job, but if you want, you can. If it's something you hate, yeah, quit your job. But obviously you have to make sure that there's something else in place to support you. But I'm just trying to give you some examples. So you don't really have to quit your job, sell your house, or move to the mountains unless you really want to. But it starts with small daily rituals. So this might look like a 5-minute morning routine where you stretch, breathe, or write down your goals, or putting your phone away during dinner so you can be more connected with the people around you. Even taking a short walk in the evening to process your day and sort of calm down. Just tiny little practices will build up to a lifestyle that feels more meaningful, more personal, and help you to feel more present. Now, tip 3 is slow down your decisions. One of the reasons we live on autopilot is because we make so many decisions without pausing. So here's a simple tool. It's called the pause practice. Before saying yes, buying something, or reacting emotionally, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this decision move me closer to the life I want or further away from it? You can probably hear the children in the background in my neighbourhood while I'm doing this. They're riding up and down on quad bikes and just beeping, beep, 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 beep. It's just what they do every night. So that one pause can completely change the outcome of your choices. You know, just think about them before you go to buy something, before you say yes to something. Think about it first. So I'll talk about decluttering. So this is tip 4. Decluttering physically and mentally. So living intentionally often means letting go of what no longer serves you. Start with your physical space. Look around your home. Do the things you own reflect the life you want to live? Or are they weighing you down? Also, try it with your mental, move to your mental space. Now, declutter your mind by journaling, meditating, or even just brain dumping your thoughts onto paper. A clear mind makes space for intentional decisions. We've talked about gratitude, and it's such a powerful thing. So tip 5 is practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest but most powerful tools. When you focus on what you already have, you shift your energy and attention to abundance rather than lack and what you don't have. Just try this each night. Just write down 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, you'll notice that you're not just living more intentionally, but you're also living more joyfully. Now, this has always been a biggie. This is a big one for me that I am setting just lately. The whole reason I started this podcast is set boundaries. Intentional living also means protecting your time and your energy. It's okay to say no. It's okay to step back from relationships or commitments that absolutely drain you. Think of your boundaries as the fences that keep your values safe. Without them, anyone and anything can wander in and take over your life. Tip 7, vision and reflection. Living intentionally requires both looking forward and looking inward. Take time to create a vision for your life. Ask yourself, if nothing stood in my way, what would my ideal day look like? Now, this is used in NLP, and it's a very, very powerful thing. If all your problems were gone and you were free to live your life exactly how you wanted to live it, what would that look like? Then reflect regularly at the end of each week. Ask yourself, what choices did I make that aligned with my values? Where did I drift into autopilot? What do I want to adjust moving forward? Reflection turns your intentions into action. So, closing thoughts for this podcast. Living intentionally isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about reminding yourself that your life is made up of tiny everyday moments and that you get to choose how you show up for them. So today, choose one small practice from this episode and start there. Maybe it's writing down your values, setting a boundary, or adding a gratitude practice. Just remember, your future is built in the decisions that you make today. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love it if you could share it with a friend or leave a review. It really helps the podcast grow. And until next time, keep choosing to live with intention.